will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The two most dreaded words in Buffalo have surfaced again.
That's Mac Wilson, a true freshman, by the way.
Wide right. Wide right.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, America? Welcome to another episode of the Wide Right Sports Podcast. We're coming at you from upstate New York. I'm Matt Clark. This is my boy Justin Desire. Justin, how you doing this evening, buddy?
I'm sensational. 2 shades above excellent. How about you?
Is that the deal for this week? Why are you so...
No, I wouldn't say that.
Why
the week's coming to an end. That's why I feel so great. So
Excellent.
great.
Well, you know, it is Thursday night. We got a lot of awesome stuff ahead of us. The NBA Finals are kind of really starting to take shape, or the playoffs. We got the hockey, which has been pretty cool. The Rangers are falling apart. They're imploding.
I remember.
That's
a few
been
weeks
interesting to see.
Yeah.
That they're not really. I mean, I don't know what happened to them, but you called it, dude.
I was just going to say.
You called it.
I've
been
Florida.
thinking about you. Said Florida since the very beginning. Yeah. You said the Panthers, and watching the Rangers go from a 3-0 lead last series to barely surviving.
Yeah.
And now they come out against the Panthers, and they're down 1-0, 3-0 too.
Yeah.
That's not a good start for
they
the
got
Rangers.
shellacked.
That's not a good start.
At home.
At home,
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah.
You know, I do not understand how you go. What were they, 7-0?
They were 7-0. That's right.
How do you go 7-0
And just derail.
to then just completely derail and fall apart?
And it'd be one thing, too, if it was, like, if it's a 7-game series, right? Both teams get very familiar with each other, but they ripped off 7 straight against two different teams.
Oh, and it wasn't even like, they weren't even close games either. They were just straight into domination mode.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the whole thing just goes to hell. I can't believe it. But speaking of...
Maybe that's just an indirect way of saying Florida's better than New York.
I mean, listen, they've come out and made a statement last night.
I just mean in general terms.
Well, yeah, yes, in a lot of ways, in a lot more than one. But you know, speaking of basketball, you heard what happened.
Oh, here we go.
You heard what happened with the whole Caitlin Clark thing, right?
Yeah. Let's start the nonsense.
And Sunny from The View, in one of the most disgusting things that she says disgusting shit all the time.
This is what she does.
This is what she does. Yeah. Sunny Hostin and all the members of The View spew division, spew hatred. I mean, they're vile lunatics who do everything to race bait America into controversy that's just not there.
Yep.
And she did it again yesterday. And I want to play this clip because Caitlin Clark is the last person in sports who should ever be brought into this stupid conversation.
I agree.
That girl has done nothing.
No, everything the right way.
Everything the right way.
Yep.
She's earned her stripes.
Yep.
She's gone out there and shattered records.
Yep.
This isn't just some pretty girl that America fell in love with because she's a Cinderella story.
This isn't a Kardashian.
Yeah. This is Caitlin freaking Clark, who destroyed records, almost won the whole thing, got picked up in the first round, first pick in the WNBA draft. Okay, has done everything right. And Sunny Hostin has the audacity to come out and say it's because she was white and pretty.
Yeah.
Let's play that.
Shocker.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
This is part of my point. So now, you know, Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, these sponsorships, we hope, into the league, and other players will benefit from it. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive. And unfortunately, there still is that stigma of against the LGBTQ plus community.
So Sonny Huston is a fucking idiot, okay? There's an attractiveness to Caitlin Clark, not because she's white. And let's be honest, Caitlin Clark, I love you. And this is no dig on you, but when it comes to, I mean, there's a lot prettier out there.
There is.
Okay, let's just say it how
She's
it
not
is.
a 10.
Okay, Caitlin Clark's not a 10,
right.
and that's no disrespect to
not
her.
At all. Not
okay, because she's a phenomenal basketball player.
Yep.
I never once in my life have ever watched a WNBA game
until
Caitlin Clark started playing, and now I find myself trying to find out how to watch the Indiana Rockets.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Fever.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, so she's done a lot to really get men into the sport as well. But she didn't do it because she was white or pretty.
No.
That is not why it happened.
She did it because she balls out.
Right.
And she plays like Steph Curry.
Yeah,
she can pull up from 40.
Have you seen the three-pointer she's hitting already?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Here we are. Let's start a new segment, the most ignorant statement of the week.
And that was it.
This is it, by far. This might be the ignorant statement of the month.
I mean, Sonny Hostin is a freaking she's just trash, absolute trash. And a lot of people have come out against her, including Portnoy, who made a very good point. And he said, somebody tell this racist, all these players are superstars and white, and nobody cared till Caitlin Clark.
He's dead on.
Caitlin Clark is not the first white legend or white great player to come along in the WNBA.
Yeah, there's a long list of pretty white girls that have played in the NBA since its inception. Right? Look at this list here: Diana Taurasi, Paige Buckets, right? Cameron Brink, Sue Bird, Ella Del Don, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina, and the list goes on and on and on. So the difference, to your point, Matt, is nobody did it like Caitlin Clark has done it. This is all predicated on her style of play, the way she's impacting the game, and everybody can say what they want. TV deals are coming. Have you, I shouldn't ask, have you, for anybody that's watched ESPN or any sports network in the last 2 weeks, have you seen how much more rigorously they are promoting WNBA games in prime time? Most of them being not just Caitlin Clark, but a lot of the other ladies as well that are great players. So the TV deals are coming. All these endorsement deals are coming. It's just amazing to me that there is so much hate being spewed towards her with everything she's done for the game. I don't like the race thing. Right, because my position has always been the one way we move on from this is to stop bringing it up consistently.
Absolutely. I've said it for years now. This is the dumbest shit ever.
They keep bringing it up and bringing it up. If this was a young black lady, everyone would be great. Everyone would be fine, right? So the venom is just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what she's done, everybody should be thanking her and anybody else who played a role in it as well.
So Charles Barkley weighed in too, which is good because we need people like Charles Barkley to weigh on this situation. We can't just sit here and let Sonny run her mouth.
Right.
Charles Barkley said, "You women out there, y'all petty man, y'all should be thanking Caitlin Clark for getting y'all's private charters or whatever, all the money and visibility she's bringing to the WNBA."
That's it.
So I liked what he had to say.
Yeah.
Let's play this clip.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty girls.
So who's he referring to? Is he referring to the other WNBA players who have like given her trash talk in her since the beginning, right?
Yes. All the haters, right, that have been throwing their venom at her instead of, frankly, partnering with her and getting on the ride, right? I mean, to me, look, you know, I'm a white dude, okay, but like to me, this is pretty straightforward. Like you can get on the train and be a part of the party, or you can yell at the train as it's driving by.
Right.
That's a very easy choice.
Right.
Right. So I don't get it. Kudos to Chuck, LeBron, and everybody who has chimed in on this to offset this.
Well, and I got to give LeBron credit too, because he, you know, it's good coming from somebody like LeBron.
It is.
Because
he's got a huge platform.
Because he could have gone. You know what? LeBron does and says a lot of dumb shit.
No,
he's as arrogant as they come.
No,
but LeBron doesn't play race cards.
He does not.
He does not. And I've never heard him get involved in that crap.
Never.
Ever. And I got to give him a lot of credit for that.
That's right. Yep.
So listen, Justin, before we head on and kind of take a look at some other stuff, what are we drinking tonight, by the way?
Oh, tonight. So for those of you that are in the upstate New York area, specifically Western New York, you know the Genesee Brew House.
Yes.
I see. So we got our buddy Jeff Burcham is on with
What's
some
up,
other
Jeff?
Locals, Chris and Mike and Anna. So if you're familiar with the Jenny Brew House, we all know the Ruby Red Kolsch.
Yep.
I mean, that's a staple.
I do know.
In springtime
I love
in
the
upstate
Ruby
New
Red.
York. But you may not know, good sir, that they just came out with a new version of Kolsch called Mango Peach. All right. Mango Peach, if you've not seen this yet, is available. I think it's been out for a couple of weeks. Okay. And you also may not know that Genesee is now producing the Kolsch cans in the tall boys.
Oh,
16 ounces if you want to get crazy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So we're making it look a little bit more premium now with the tall boys.
Right.
You know, I haven't had the Mango Peach yet.
Well, tonight's your lucky night.
This is awesome. And you know, I didn't even know these things existed until you came into my life. I really didn't. I didn't know any, you know, because one day you showed up with Jenny and I'm like, dude.
Everyone judges you when you got Jenny.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what?
You know?
And then you're like, no.
No.
These are the Jenny Kolsch's.
That's right. This is premium.
This is premium,
right?
Jenny.
So for those of you that are with us, right, this is, you know, we grab your favorite beverage, grab your drink while we talk and banter. You roll up into the comments and put your thoughts in here. See, Kylina already said yummy. She already knows. She must have had the Mango Peach.
Kylina?
I hope I'm saying that right. Kylina, right?
Well,
our buddy
cheers.
Jeff
Thank
Sherwood
you.
just jumped on. I know he likes Jenny.
And Jeff, I hope you have your drink in your hand.
All right, good.
Oh, Jeff's gonna like the Miami Dolphins.
He
bit
sure
in a little
will.
bit. Jeff, stick around, buddy. You're gonna love
what we found.
What we found. It's Bro from some fan of the Miami Dolphins critiques the Buffalo Bills schedule and weighs in on what he thinks the win-loss record is going to be, and he sent the Mafia into an absolute frenzy.
I love it.
Earlier this week with it. So cheers, everybody. Grab your drink
and put in the comments whatever you're drinking tonight.
We'd love to know.
Whatever your favorite bev is that you got in your hand, throw it in there.
We'd love to know.
Very good.
So speaking of LeBron, you told me everybody's focused on giving LeBron credit for making Team 3.
Yeah, third team.
Third team, which to be honest isn't really anything to be writing home about.
I mean, it's still good, but yeah, my
is it? I mean, for LeBron though. I mean,
well, he's 21 seasons in. The dude's 42 years old. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Let me ask you this: do we even think LeBron deserves to be on 3 team, or is this just LeBron just kind of like?
No, I think he. Well, no, he does.
Does he?
The man is still putting up 25 points a game. He's still getting 6-7 rebounds, 8-9 assists.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that? What do you think?
Delicious.
Mango peach.
Ooh, I could taste the peach. It's got
right.
Good,
yeah,
and it's not juicy.
It's always good to taste the peach.
Right.
It's good.
It is good. So LeBron James, Steph
good.
Curry, Team 3.
Yeah.
Team 1. Look at this. You got Luka, obviously, up on Team 1.
Yeah.
Which I thought is absolutely worthy.
Yep.
What do you think about Team 1? Is this fair? Is this all?
No, yeah. I think Team 1 is good. It's solid in my view. I think you could also make a case that Anthony Edwards from Minnesota could be on Team 1, the first team as well. If you had to swap somebody from from Team 1 to Team 2. I'd say based on Giannis's injuries this year, that might be warranted.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty solid list. I mean, the first guy, Alexander, he was an MVP candidate. So Jokic is an MVP. He was the MVP. So list 1 is solid. Team 1, I'm sorry. And Team 2 looks good to go. I think Edwards could make a case to be on first team. I have questions about some others on there, but we'll talk more when we get back from our break.
Well, hold that thought because we're going to talk about the horrid defense and why the Celtics won the other night because nobody played. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. We spent a lot of time talking about Caitlin Clark and the disgusting comments by Sonny. So if you haven't, Sonny Hostin from The View. So if you haven't checked that out or you're just joining the show, go back and watch the replay later. By the way, we are live right now on Twitter. Not Twitter, next week Twitter. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook. And our podcast will be up on all of your favorite podcast platforms soon. Google, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio. Did you know we're going to be on iHeartRadio soon?
As Dion said, we're coming.
We're coming.
Good.
So there's a lot of good things coming on. But we were talking basketball. And Caitlin Clark deserves to be where she is. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I hope Sonny Hostin and the lunatics from The View.
How are they still on the air?
I don't know, but there's enough crazy people in America who are supporting these wackos. But I hope they get so much backlash that they regret ever saying it, and I hope they never say anything disgusting like that again. So if you missed that, go back and watch the replay. Let's talk about, we were just talking about LeBron James and how he is now on Team 3, okay? And you're right, Justin. I agree with you. He deserves to be there.
He does.
Yeah, as much as I like to talk shit about LeBron James because he just drives me freaking crazy. You know, we were just saying he is a good guy, though.
He
at
totally
the end
is.
of the day, he's a good person. He's a good guy.
That's not debatable.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's just a diva.
He's a diva. He's drama.
Wanted to be the center of attention.
The whole Bronny thing is just ludicrous. But you know, I think you and I had a conversation about this one time. He's kind of he kind of is a dork as well, isn't he? Do you know, in a good way.
In a good way.
Like he does things that you're like, dude.
Yeah.
That was like so stupid.
Outside of being famous, he'd be made fun of.
He'd be made fun of.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why you kind of have a soft spot.
You
for
do.
him.
You do.
Do you know what I mean?
He's a good guy.
He's not an arrogant. No. He's arrogant. But there's two types of arrogance. Like arrogant, insecure, and arrogant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Isn't it interesting how for somebody who had his day and was really good, I sense a little bit of insecurity with LeBron, which is why he constantly tries to overcompensate. Constantly.
Everyone look at me.
Everyone look at me.
Everyone look at me.
And usually people who think like that have some sort of
insecurity,
insecurity, don't they?
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been saying this for quite some time now, how nobody plays defense in the NBA. And we saw evidence of this once again.
Oh, real quick, our buddy Jeff is drinking Sierra Nevada Torpedo.
Oh, I love Sierra Nevada. So my favorite beer ever is by Sierra Nevada.
Forever?
Forever. Never. So my favorite beer right now, and it's been my favorite beer for 4 years running, is Sierra Nevada's Hazy Juicy.
Hazy Juicy.
It's my favorite beer, so good man.
Yeah.
So
very good.
The Celtics only won this game for one reason. Okay? They're in game 2 right now as we speak, playing behind you tonight. But this is game 1 we're talking about.
Yep.
The Celtics only won for one reason. Let's play this clip and see if our viewers can figure out what happened here and why. So here they are. Celtics tie it. Celtics tie it with seconds left in game 1 to go on to win it.
Tatum trying to get free. Throw it in the corner. Brown fakes, fires up the three.
Boom!
Bang! Jaylen Brown knocks down the three to tie the game. Timeout.
Okay. So they tie the game. They then go on to win the game in overtime, right? And here we are in game 2.
That's
They're
right.
playing right now.
Yeah.
So why did that happen? Why did he hit that 3? Why did he make it? Well, it's because of this.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at this
It's
exquisite
because-
defense.
It's because if we can find there it is. Look at that.
You know, Matt, I got to say, you more than anybody, I think on every show at some point, cite how they don't play defense in the NBA.
Well, the guy has his freaking hands behind his back.
What is he doing?
He's not doing anything. Not only is he not playing
He's
defense,
not even, he's still on the floor. His feet are on the floor. Right?
that not only are his feet on the floor, he's got his hand. I'm not allowed to play defense.
Right.
Like, what the hell is that?
Right.
He's holding his hands behind his back as if he was told, don't you dare put those hands up.
Right. And here's my thing. If I'm a coach in the NBA, I'm going to make the ref make this call. And I'm going to put the onus on the ref. I'm going to put the pressure on the ref because here's what he's thinking, right? We probably know this. He's thinking that if he contests the shot, right, as one should, and he makes any contact, any way, shape, or form, or if the shooting player kicks his leg out, which is illegal, but a lot of times it still gets called, they'll call the defensive player for a foul. So he's probably thinking, or wasn't, because Siakam in this photo here, he's a great defensive player. Okay, so the option here is to contest the shot and hope I don't get called on the ref or called on by the ref. But by doing this, you're just letting the guy. And now look, the degree of difficulty of this shot is insane too. The fact that he made this shot is super impressive. Okay, but
he's practically falling backwards right now.
But if you do this, you're just letting the guy take the shot. If you contest the shot and force the referee to make a call or not make a call, guess what everybody would be talking about the next day? Can you believe the ref made that call?
Yeah.
That point in the game?
This is what sucks about pro sports right now. Everybody's so afraid to make the wrong move because of what they're because of how they're going to get criticized.
In every sport,
It goes on every sport. If you're a referee and you have to worry about the calls you're going to make because of the criticism you're going to get the next day, that's bullshit.
Right,
you shouldn't be reffing.
But that's what he's thinking. He's like, man, if I contest the shot, he makes the 3 and they call a foul, then it's a 4-point play and they lose by 1.
Right.
So he's playing the odds here. He's playing the odds that this guy's not going to hit a 3 fading away into the corner
with 5 seconds left.
With whatever how many seconds were left on the clock. But the degree of difficulty of that shot becomes much harder if you at least jump up in the air and put your hands in the air.
Well, and that's just it. You don't need to follow him.
Right. You don't need to.
And we were talking about that before the show.
Sure.
Just
contest.
Put a little bit of psychological pressure on these guys.
Yep. Right.
Like wave your hands, do something, and just get in his face a little bit. Don't touch him.
Yep.
You don't got to jump at him. You got to dive at him. If he just even put his hand up, there's probably
another 3 feet.
0.001% chance he would have actually hit that shot.
Yeah. So then, because of this, again, right, wrong, or indifferent, he makes the shot. They go into overtime, and the Celtics win. Right.
Yeah.
So it's to your point, and again, well said. It's really sad that players are put in a position where they have to make a choice because they're afraid of the call that the ref might make in several sports, not just basketball. So,
you hear it in the NFL every single week.
Of course you do. How are you supposed to tackle a guy now?
Well, or what? And you know what's even worse, and you see it all the time now, because the ref didn't throw a flag last quarter on a play like that. We're going to ignore it on this team now. This is not how sports is supposed to work.
That's right.
It's not a freaking eye for an eye situation. You throw the flag on every call that deserves a flag being thrown. You call a foul on every call that deserves. You don't sit there and say, well, we kind of missed that one earlier, so we're not going to let this one slide.
Right. Exactly. Yep. It's really unfortunate because, Indiana being the number 6 seed, that would have been a giant win to take game 1 on the road. It would have swung the series in their favor.
Sure.
But whether it was his choice, a coach's choice, his conscious, whatever, I don't know. But to just stand there and put your hands behind your back. I mean, my God, don't even put them in the air. That's questionable. So,
well, like you said, I understand that he was trying to play the odds, but you could have played the odds by at least putting your hands up in the air, give a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
You don't have to touch him.
Yeah.
You don't have to get all over him.
Yep.
Okay. And I think there's no way he would have hit that shot.
No.
No way. So last week, dude, we kind of went through the Buffalo Bills schedule.
Yep, I got it right here.
Okay, we went through the Bills schedule.
Yep.
And what did you predict for the Buffalo Bills last week?
So I have them going 9-8.
Okay, so you had them going 9-8. What did I think I had a similar record.
You had 9-8. We just picked different games.
Okay,
right.
So I have the Buffalo Bills going 9-8 next year.
So our over under was 9.5.
Yes, over under is 9.5. Okay, so we're not the only. Well, there's a lot of people who don't think the Bills are going to do well next year. Okay, we don't think they're not going to do well, not because we don't like the Bills.
Right.
We're just trying to be logical about what their schedule looks like and the odds of them winning.
Yeah.
There's other people who just hate the Bills and they just want the Bills to do bad. Then there's this guy, okay, which is hilarious. And he is so funny to watch. I guess his name is Tyler Terra something. I don't know.
Should be right at the top, right?
Not of this video.
Oh,
not of the one we put up.
I remember
on
it was
our Twitter
Taylor
feed.
something.
It was Taylor. Let's see here.
Let's give him his flowers.
But here's his predictions, okay? So, again, before we listen to this guy go, he's clearly a Miami Dolphins fan. Clearly he's biased, although he claims he's going to be unbiased in this video. But let's listen to his synopsis and his analysis on what he thinks the Buffalo Bills are going to do in the 2024 season.
The most commented team scheduled to predict next were the Buffalo Bills. So let's run it. And I'll be unbiased with this. Light blue are the home games, dark blue's the away. Starting against the Cardinals at home, they'll win that one. They're lucky. They got the Cardinals early. They're a fairly new team. Week 2 against the Dolphins winning that one. Our roster's a lot better. Jaguars always beat the Bills. They have the Bills number. So give me the Jags to win week 3. They go away against the Ravens. They're going to lose that game. Then away against the Texans, Stephon Diggs going off, Texans winning. And then they always lose to the Jets at MetLife, so Jets winning that. Titans got a really good roster this year. Give me the Titans to win that one. They'll beat the Seahawks. Geno Smith ain't winning. And then the Dolphins are beating the Bills again, sweeping them. They take it on the Colts on the road. Give me the Colts. Anthony Richardson is going to have a better season than Josh Allen. And then they're going to lose to the Chiefs because those are their daddies. They go on the bye week, then they come back, face off against the 49ers. No chance in hell the Bills beat the Niners. Now they're on the road against the Rams. Their defense ain't stopping Puka and Cooper Kupp. Lions got one of the best rosters in the league. They're going to lose that game. They'll beat the Patriots. That should be an easy win. Then they'll beat the Jets. They'll split with the Jets. And final week of the season, they'll beat the Patriots. So this year, the Bills will have a final record of 5-12.
Okay. So he just annihilated the Buffalo Bills this year. I mean, he has them losing to the freaking Colts.
Oh, my God. Wait, and he also said that Anthony Richardson will have a better year than Josh Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what he said. And that there's just, that the Dolphins are going to beat him twice.
Right.
Even though Josh Allen is 11-2 against the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this on our show last week and maybe the week prior that certainly the Dolphins have much more stability. They have that organization and the staff and the coaches and everybody has been in place pretty solid for almost 3 years now, I believe, right? So the Dolphins, I said last week, I think the Dolphins are going to win the division.
With Bills in number 2?
Yeah, yeah. So, all the L's are funny, but a lot of his points are valid, right? I mean, a lot of those losses, with the exception of a few, they all make sense what he's saying, right? Detroit is stacked. San Francisco is stacked, right? Mm-hmm. We said they'd split with the Dolphins as well, right? In the same order that he did, right? So
I think we gave the Dolphins their win in home.
Yeah, each team will win their home game.
Is that what we both
what we said? Yeah, because week 2, as he pointed out, throw your comments in if you're with us as well on this. For any fan really, doesn't matter who the team is. We said that. Well, I said, and I believe you were with me, Matt. The first 3 to 4 weeks are just an extended preseason,
sure,
right? And usually the teams that win those games are the teams that just have more talent, right? Mm-hmm. And again, I'll go back to the stability piece. So, interesting clip. 5-12.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
but
losing to the Colts, losing to the Jags,
to the Jets,
losing to the Jets first time around.
But he said we'd split with the Jets, which is not unrealistic.
At least he gave us that one. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Josh Allen and if he's really a top 3 quarterback going into the next season. So, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
So, have you seen the new Joe Burrow haircut?
Oh my God! Stop. Just come on.
Joe Burrow has taken a trip back to the 90s.
Look at this.
I mean, could someone explain to me what's going on with this haircut? You found this, didn't you?
I found this, yes.
Like, how did you find this? Like, what were you even searching through when this came
It was
up?
just one of those things that just popped up in my feed, quite honestly. And I'm like, look at this.
Like, do people like this? Like, is this?
Please put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, a comment.
Are we liking the Joe Burrow's haircut?
I mean, look at this, and I want you. Let's play the 3-2-1 game. Okay. 3-2-1, and then tell me like who comes to mind when you look at this haircut, or what type of profession. Just what generally comes to your mind when you look at this haircut. 3, 2, 1.
Fabio.
Oh, Fabio. Okay. Not bad at all. I mean, those are some nice locks. Those are. I'm trying to get what he's going after, though. I don't believe it is not in the mainstream press whether or not Joe Burrow is engaged, has a girlfriend. I mean, I'm sure he does, right? Married. I don't know what the dude's deal is, but he's trying to pull it off hard here. Right. I mean, all you need is some really bad porn music in the background.
Right.
and it'll like fit right in here. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. This is pretty incredible. So, I mean, kudos to him for pulling it off. I could not pull that off. You couldn't pull that off.
No.
I think any guy over 40 probably couldn't pull this off. So, interesting choice, interesting cut.
So some people are asking if it's. Oh wait, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. We've got the fact checkers are out.
Okay, what do we see?
It's not real. Sadly, Joe Burrow's new long hair meme is not real. A picture of Joe Burrow with long hair went viral on social media, but since this is real life, we can't have nice things.
Oh.
So now, unfortunately.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
It was fun. So, unfortunately,
just like the 90s.
Joe Burrow will not be on the cover of GQ, starting his own young adult sci-fi franchise. All right. Well, it was a good try. It was a good try.
It was good.
So, see, we don't do fake news here at
no,
Wide
not
Right
at all.
Sports. We don't do fake news. So
we got our fact checkers.
Our fact checkers were on it, and they said, "Hold on, boys, don't get ahead of yourself. That is not Joe Burrow."
Who was it that said, "Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some"? Remember that song?
See, this is where we need a producer to play the.
I know, right?
The music in.
Yeah. Play it.
But this is true. What is true is comments like this. Yeah. Leonard Floyd, who used to be on our team, who used to play for our side, is excited to be with the 49ers because, quote, they play grown man football.
Stop. Let's stop.
What the fuck is he going on
They paid
about?
you is what they did.
Yeah.
They paid you the money you wanted.
Yeah, first of all,
That's
Leonard
what
Floyd,
they did.
you didn't up and go over to San Fran because you had nothing better to do, okay?
Come on.
You were,
you demanded a certain amount of money.
And we said no.
The Bills said no, and you left.
Right. So now you want to go say that the 49ers play grown man football.
Yeah, okay.
This
Whatever.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, just let's move on. That's just absurd.
Okay.
Absolutely. You just got paid is all you did.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So, Justin, who is running back one in the AFC East. Who is it going to be? We've talked a lot about quarterbacks. We've talked a lot about wide receivers.
Yep.
Okay. Who's going to light it up this year for the running backs?
I'm going to say either of those top two.
Okay.
If the Dolphins running back, I got Shane, I'm not sure how to say it. Breece Hall is certainly number one.
Mm-hmm.
Football fantasy rankings have already started to come out.
Okay.
I have seen Breece Hall consistently sitting in the number 2 overall running back spot behind Christian McCaffrey. And personally, I had him last year, and until he got hurt, he was rolling. He was rolling steady. He was putting up big numbers. But so was the gentleman from the Dolphins. He was right on par. It was a shame last year that he didn't make first team with the production and numbers he put up. But James Cook, I think, will surprise a lot of folks.
Cook needs to surprise. Because I didn't see a lot of Cook last year.
No. Well, not until after Brady took over.
Sure.
Right? Brady took over, 7-8 games into the season, which was a little too late.
But we just, and I think the reason we didn't see a lot of Cook is because Josh Allen did a lot of the running.
Of course, yeah.
Right? I mean, Allen's shattered a lot of records with the running.
And that's the thing, Matt. You look at the quarterbacks on these teams, and that perspective matters, right? So part of the reason I say Breece Hall is because Aaron Rodgers ain't running anywhere, right?
No. Especially after the injury last year.
Right. Okay, so I would say Breece Hall, unanimously for me, will be the best back, assuming, again, if everybody stays healthy. The guy from the Patriots, I'm sorry, new coach, new system, rookie quarterback. All he's going to get, in my view, is going to be screen passes and dump-offs. But all the defenses in the AFC East, especially the Dolphins and the Jets, they'll bottle him up real quick.
Okay.
So, I would say Breece Hall, in my view.
All right. Let's go to the comments. Let's see what the comments are saying here. Lots of comments coming in. Who is going to be the Breece? We got Breece.
Shane, I think you say it as Shane.
Shane.
Any Dolphins fans on?
Shane
Put it in the
healthy.
comments. I don't know if that would help, but
Dolphins back. Breece, James Cook, but it's close. We got a few people saying Cook. There's quite a few comments.
Yeah. But most of them do say Hall, I believe, right?
Well, I got a lot of Breece.
Yeah.
Hall,
Breece
but Cook,
Hall.
but Cook is close.
Yep.
As a Pats fan, it pains me to say it, but Breece, and it's not remotely close.
Right.
Breece Hall, James Cook is getting to be number one running back. However, I think he's going to be sharing time with Frank Gore Jr. So I'm going to say the Miami running back right now is the running back, and I'm a Bills fan. I love James Cook, but he's getting better. He'll be a number one.
Yeah.
A lot of Mafia weighing
Well,
in,
and I
too.
think, again, what you have to consider is the defenses these guys are going to go up against, right? And if you're talking about the AFC East,
sure.
Doesn't matter. Pick any of these teams. Specifically, the Jets and the Dolphins have the Jets have a top tier defense in the NFL. The Dolphins are solid, and the Patriots are suspect, and the Bills' defense is okay as well. So it really comes down to who's going to get the most snaps and the most play. So yeah, certainly for me, again, Breece Hall. So what do you think, Matt?
I'm going to go with Breece right now, but I do. You know what I do like? I like the fact that a lot of people do have a lot of faith in Cook from around the NFL too, not just from the Bills Mafia.
Right.
Because looking at a lot of these comments. I mean, look at all these comments coming in
from other teams.
Right. This guy James Cook has a real shot to get into the argument for second in this new look Bills offense, though.
Right. Yeah.
So it's good to see that people from all over the country.
Yeah.
Here's a Buffalo Bills fan, Breece Hall, and not even close.
Yeah. And I think, again, a lot of people are coming to
Breece
that
all day,
consensus
Breece Lightning. That's the deal.
With one, the eyeball test, and two, just from a fantasy standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
The only person who's, again, we're talking AFC East.
Right.
Christian McCaffrey clearly is the hands-down number one running back in the NFL from the Niners.
Yeah.
So nobody would dispute that.
Yeah, this is AFC East. So on to the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL as we get ready to kind of kick off fantasy football soon. True or false? True or false? Is Josh Allen a top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now? Would you put him in the top 3?
So we talked about this a few weeks back, I think, right? When we were talking about, I think it was Lamar Jackson, winning the MVP. And, we had some sort of poll up about, the top quarterbacks in the league, and some had him 1, 2, 3, whatever the case may be. But I'm hard pressed to answer you. Yes, I think he is in the top 3, but it's close though. And to me, it is not a slam dunk. I've been consistent. Mahomes has got to be 1. Okay. Lamar Jackson is in the mix, being a 2-time MVP in the last couple of years. And then you could go with Josh Allen. You could go with even Joe Burrow. You could go with, a couple of other guys potentially. So, yeah, I'd put him in the top 3. But it's not by a landslide.
No.
I think
I don't think any of them I don't think Mahomes is by a landslide either.
No,
I really
I don't.
I don't think any quarterback is by a landslide.
Right.
Not even close.
But I think I'm saying, though, the gap between 3, 4, and 5 is so slim that you could pick a couple of other guys as well.
To go up there near the 3rd place.
Right.
Yeah.
I think 1 and 2 have set themselves apart from the pack a good bit. But 3, 4, 5, 6 are that's a toss up.
Yeah.
Right.
What do the comments say? Anybody commenting on our guys? What do you think? Who's
what
top
do we think?
3? Who's weighing in on all of this? Is Josh Allen a top 3 QB right now? Take a look at the comments. Here they are coming in. False. He's a turnover machine. Rooster Prime says, I'm so sick of the turnover bullshit, because we all know, yes, Josh Allen has a lot of turnovers. If we could spell his name right on the prompt here, let's get that fixed first of all. It's not L. Oh no, that is right.
No, that's
Did
right.
you get that right?
The best one I saw during the draft was somebody said, if I wanted to watch 32 picks in 3 hours, I'd just watch Josh Allen play a football game.
Right. Here's the thing, though. Josh Allen has the number 1. Josh Allen is ranked number 1 quarterback for fantasy points.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, now I get it. It's only fantasy points, but that means statistically he is a freaking animal.
Yeah.
Okay. Cat Cowboy says, unfortunately, false, not even top 10. Cat Cowboy has no fucking clue about football.
Stop.
To not even say Josh Allen is not top 10, you don't know shit about football.
Yeah, come on.
That's the deal.
That's absurd.
Kurt says top tier. Can't say the exact spot, and that's hard to.
And that's fair.
That is fair.
Yeah, I think that's
a fair comment.
Yeah.
I'm a Bills. Obviously we're Bills fans.
Yeah, of course.
We love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I don't know who deserves number 1. And people are like, you're insane. Mahomes deserves it because he's gotten the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Blah, blah. And here's the thing, though. If you just look at quarterback versus quarterback, right, without their core,
right,
I don't think Mahomes is better than Josh Allen. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Okay.
I'm talking pound for pound, throwing, running the whole deal. Running. Mahomes doesn't get the yards. Mahomes lacks massively. In that category. Just in that category. I'm not saying, I don't want to say that Josh Allen, I just don't know who takes it. I don't know.
Well, Josh is a more physical runner.
Yeah.
1,000,000%, right? But, I mean, I would argue that if you watch, I feel like I've seen Mahomes scramble for just as many first downs as I have for Josh Allen. And scrambling meaning running sometimes and scrambling to create space to throw an insane pass to somebody, which Josh does too. But you're right. For this guy to say he ain't even in the top 7.
That's just a dumb fucking
That's
comment.
dumb. Right? And you said it very well in that, some people would say like 1, 2, and 3 are pretty clearly defined, but 4 through 10, it wouldn't be in any particular order, right? Because, or 4 through 8 maybe, all those guys are so close to each other in play that sorting them would be very difficult, right?
Christopher said it's too early to say either he's lost his top targets, which is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
we are in a wait and see scenario, and I 1,000% agree with that.
100%.
Because we have no idea what Josh is going to do this year now that he has to figure out who to even throw the ball to.
It's like hide and seek.
Well, he doesn't even. Josh Allen doesn't even know who he's going to throw it to.
No.
So it'll be very interesting to see if he keeps that top 3 spot. Who knows? Maybe he'll dominate with his new wide receivers.
But if they run a lot of double tight end sets with all those guys on the field, he has a ton of targets.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back, guys. So Josh Allen is Josh Allen the top. According to Harrison Butker, this is not a free country. And what do you think about this whole situation? What's your take on it? Okay.
I think that everyone needs to chill the fuck out a little bit and not take everything to heart so much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy made some personal comments or opinions or whatever. It was a commencement speech, right? Wasn't he at a college or something?
He was speaking to a Christian
school. Okay. All right. Okay.
A Christian women's school.
Okay.
Nevertheless.
And look, I will be the first to say I am not the most religious person, and I don't know the framework of the Christian religion. But again, I can't imagine that a guy or anybody for that matter would say something so out of pocket and not know how to read the room. And I'm not saying that what he said was out of pocket. I have seen the jury is more than likely. The last couple of days, there's a lot of people kind of coming to his aid. Right?
There's a lot.
His teammates are saying, "Look, I judge him on his actions, his character, his integrity."
Andy Reid has come to his aid.
Yep.
The wife of the owner.
Yeah, that's right. Grace Hunt.
She's come to his aid.
Yep.
ESPN journalists have come to his aid. Everyone's come to his aid. And you know what's pissing me off? The NFL. I wish they'd just shut the fuck up and stay out of it. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't need the NFL to come out every single time somebody says something. These are not we don't support this, or this is not. What do they say? This is not representative. He's not representative of the NFL.
Yeah, right.
It's like I don't care what the NFL thinks.
Right. Yeah.
I really don't. I'm sick of the NFL. Where were they when everybody kneeled?
Right, exactly.
I didn't hear the NFL come out and say we don't condone the kneeling during the national anthem, and we don't condone the disrespect and the disgust that these players are demonstrating right now. There was none of that.
Where are they when all these guys are getting arrested and committing crimes?
Yeah,
and,
were they when Michael Irving was beating dogs and all that
exactly.
shit, or dog
Mike
fights,
Vick,
or Mike Vick was doing the dog fights,
Yeah, right.
Or every single time there's a
they're reactionary instead of getting in front of it.
Right. So I'm just a bit. I'm really. I don't care what the NFL thinks. I like the teams. I like the players. Whether they're right or wrong, I like the sport. NFL as an organization drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do.
Well,
It's
they're
they put on this stupid bullshit show, and it's losing fans.
Right. Yeah, they put their nose in everything. Right. When they really don't have to.
They don't have to.
Right.
I don't care I do not care what the NFL thinks about it. Harrison Buckner's comments.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean it's like, think of a standard business model. Imagine if like the owner or CEO of a company just continually chimed in on business matters down at like the entry level. Like, why do you care? Mm-hmm. Right? Doesn't matter. So, yeah, here we go.
So here's a clip of Patrick Mahomes, and now it's Kansas City Chiefs coach Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have both now come out and defended Harrison Butker, and they had to.
Right.
That you know who you're not going to hear from? Travis Kelce.
Right.
You won't hear a fucking word out of him. You know why?
Because he's got a cash cow.
Not just that. Not just that. Because his girlfriend Taylor Swift is the opposite of everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He does not want to piss her off.
No, and he's probably been told to shut up because
Right.
Taylor's going to come out against this eventually.
Yeah. Right.
She's been very quiet.
Yeah.
She's been eerily quiet.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because of Kelsey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Kelsey is her bitch, so I get that. He won't be able to say anything.
She's his golden ticket.
Right.
Right. So he ain't going to say nothing.
No.
Right. I mean, you know, these are the guys you expect to come to his aid. It will be interesting. I mean, I hope this thing just dies off.
It will die off. It will. He's not going to get fired. I mean, all these freaking just the crazies out there who, you know. And again, this is my thing. Let's just play this clip. I want to hear what Patrick Mahomes has to say about this because, you know, I've been waiting to hear what he had to say, and I'm glad that he's been very supportive.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Coach Reed has been supportive too, because they needed to come out and get some. They needed to rally around Harrison Buckner and tell the NFL to just stop.
Just relax. Stop the nonsense.
Right.
I know Harrison. I've known him for 7 years, and I judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a good person. That's someone who cares about the people around him, cares about his family, and wants to make a good impact in society. When you're in the locker room, there's a lot of people from a lot of different areas of life, and they have a lot of different views on everything, and we're not always going to agree, but and there's certain things that he said that I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand the person that he is, and he's trying to do whatever he can to lead people in the right direction. And that might not be the same values as I have, but at the same time, I'm going to judge him by the character that he shows every single day. That's a great person, and we'll continue to move along and try to help build each other up to make ourselves better every single day.
So all you really have to say, Patrick Mahomes, and this is all anybody has to say is, I don't really give a shit what he said.
Right.
He has the right to say it.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
You don't need to know whether I agree or disagree.
Yep.
Like, that's neither here or there. But do you agree? Who cares if I agree?
Right, who cares?
Who gives a shit if I disagree or agree?
Yeah.
The point is, he has the right to say it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And he went into, and I'll read I'll read what I thought was awesome from, forgot her name, but I put it on my personal Facebook wall this week. I'll read what she had to say about it, and it was perfect.
Okay.
But I've been in this debate quite a bit over the last few days, and people compared it to, or somebody said, where are all the just shut up and play people when it comes to Harrison Butker?
Right.
The whole when LeBron did his thing, when Colin Kaepernick did his thing, when Kyrie Irving did their thing.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, shut up and play,
Right.
shut up and play.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, well, where's the whole shut up and play with Harrison Butker?
Right.
And I saw this post one day and I couldn't bite my tongue anymore. And I'm like, hold on a second.
Right.
This dude, I'm going to pull up my response right now because I was just like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. This is not even close to the same thing. But I fired back at this chick, okay? I'll try to find it, but I basically said this is not even close to the same thing, okay? Because, and I want to read it here, Justin, because here it is. So she wrote, how come the right isn't posting shut up and kick for this guy, meaning Harrison Butker? I seem to remember LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick, and Serena Williams being told to shut up and stick to their sport. I wonder what the difference could be. So I wrote, I think the difference here is that he was invited by a Christian university to speak on his Christian values.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
His speech was intended privately.
Yep.
In a private setting for the students who he believed shared similar values.
Sure.
Like he's talking to a group of people who...
To like-minded people.
I believe you invited me here because we share a similar...
Reading the room.
Reading the room.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to put on a show or make a public spectacle during an NFL event.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Whereas the other athletes were using their platforms on the world stage to push their narrative onto fans.
Right.
That's what they were doing.
Yep.
They were using the national anthem in front of
Millions
of people to start a freaking movement.
In a public forum.
In a public forum to start a movement.
Versus this was a private event.
This was, yeah. I said, either way, Either way, as we all know it. I'm a Republican. I said either way, as a Republican, I never once told anyone to shut up and play. Mm-hmm. I never had a problem with any of them. I just ignored them if I didn't like their message.
That's right. Yeah.
If you don't like it, ignore them.
Yeah. Move on. Just keep scrolling.
Exactly. Keep scrolling.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't condone cancel culture for LeBron or
Kyrie
or any of them.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't condone it now. So that was kind of what do you think? I mean, is that a fair comment?
I think
I'm not trying to justify, I'm not trying to get Bucker out of it by any means. But
no, I think you hit the nail on the head. And now, I knew the general nuances of what occurred, but now knowing more of the facts, frankly, if this was a private event with like-minded people who on the surface and to his understanding shared the same values, that's kind of where I was going moments ago when I said, I'm not super familiar with the framework of the Christian religion, but what I was going to say is my understanding of it, limited as it is that it's a very traditional, that is not too far off base.
It's just traditional Christian values.
That's what I'm saying, right?
The Bible was written
Okay,
on.
very good.
Right.
So
he was just going back. He might have been going back thousands of years, but it was still based on Christian traditional values.
Of course, yeah. So no, I think much like a lot of things these days, everyone just needs to relax, mind their own business, right, and just not be so frantic about everything, right? If you went to a private event with a bunch of anyone from any culture or religion, you would probably talk about the things that are norms in that culture or religion. And that's exactly what he did. So it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. And I'm sick of seeing everybody compare Kaepernick with Harrison Buckner. So Robert Griffin III said, "Dear football fans, this is a safe space. Some have tried to compare Bucker's religious beliefs shared during the commencement speech to Colin Kaepernick taking the knee to protest racial injustice. Do you think they are the same thing?" I'll start. No, they are not.
Thank you.
No, they are not.
Yep. Yep. And that's surprising. RG3 usually jumps on the mainstream with some of this stuff, but I agree with him.
You know what? I actually am glad this happened. Because where this used to be a political partisan topic,
right?
With the whole Kaepernick kneeling thing, it really was right wing versus left wing.
Yeah.
I don't see that here right now.
No.
There's a lot because now we're talking religion.
Religion, right?
And there is no politics in religion.
That's right.
That's the one thing we can all put up.
So it's not as divisive.
It's not as divisive.
Yeah, right.
Well, and what's more important is there's so many people that are uniting around Harrison Bucker that the NFL, they don't know what to
they're in a pinch.
Do.
Right.
They're in a pinch because they're like, shit.
Yeah.
We know
there's a lose-lose situation.
It is because they know Taylor Swift's not happy right
That's
now.
That's right, yeah.
They know Taylor's not happy, and they're trying to think, shit, what do we do here? Do we piss off Taylor and lose that freaking...
Can't.
Lose that audience, that demographic?
No, you can't.
No, yeah.
I put something up on our page yesterday. Did you see the post I put up on our page, Wide Right Sports, about how
Taylor
the NFL
having a day off.
changed the schedule around Taylor Swift
Which
concert
is
schedule.
Disgusting. That's freaking disgusting.
So pull that up because it's kind of interesting that the NFL coincidentally scheduled the Bills-Chiefs game on the day in between Taylor having concerts in Toronto, I believe it is, right? Which is only about 2.5 hours away from here. Yeah, there it is, right? So we're going to pull this up here, but the NFL, we call this the Tay-Tay effect.
It is the Tay-Tay effect.
Right? The Tay-Tay effect. She's now not only influencing camera shots during nationally broadcast games, she is now influencing the NFL schedule, right? And what days certain teams are going to play, the Chiefs particularly, around her concert schedule.
Isn't that ridiculous and so freaking
But is
pathetic?
it though? But you've said this. The NFL is making so much more money based off of what Taylor Swift to the NBA is what Caitlin Clark is to the WNBA.
We'll try to get this in view. Here it is.
Okay.
So NFL schedule right here, the Chiefs to play in Buffalo on Taylor Swift's day off while she is touring.
Coincidence.
2 hours away in Toronto.
Isn't that weird?
That is pathetic.
Isn't that weird? So she can go support her man, which is so traditional.
The funniest thing was a comment made. People didn't really get it. Somebody commented, "Oh, bummer. She won't be the star of NFL football that day." Mary, you're missing the point here.
You're missing the point.
I said, "Of course she will. That's the point of this post." The only thing I remember about the KC playoff game last year, besides Bass missing wide right, was Taylor Swift.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
That's the only thing I remember. So Mary was like, "Oh, Taylor's in town playing a concert. Too bad she won't be the highlight because the Bills are playing." No, Mary, they're gonna send Taylor Swift to the Bills game.
That's why the
to
schedule
be
was built.
the highlight.
Yeah, Mary needs to go back to second grade reading, apparently.
Yeah, everybody's like, yes,
totally
she
missed the point
is.
on this one.
Yeah, went way over Mary's head.
It's okay. We love you, Mary. So, yeah, I mean, the comments are... But you know what? This is going to happen. She's on tour forever and a day. You can probably pull up the same... I wonder if we pulled up the Chiefs' schedule and compared it to the Taylor Swift concert. This is going to happen more than once throughout the season, right? Where... Would you even go as far to say, Matt, that the NFL built the Kansas City Chiefs schedule around Taylor Swift's concert
100%.
schedule? Like all of their games, not just this one.
100%. Here's the thing, though. I mean, how are they doing merchandise-wise? Do we know what they've done? Or have sales skyrocketed?
Yeah.
Because it's all about the money.
Yeah, Travis Kelce's jersey is now the number 2 jersey in the NFL. Before he started dating Taylor and all this nonsense started, he was like the 19th ranked selling jersey in the NFL, right? Kansas City tickets. Now, that's the thing. Here, I don't know how much this will matter, but if Kansas City doesn't get this deal done with their new stadium, they may have to relocate, right? And then what's Taylor going to tell all her Swifties to do at that point?
No,
right?
They're not going to do that.
Right.
So do you think they're doing that? I'd like to see the Well, we'll have to compare that. We'll have to do that
maybe next
show.
week. We can take a look at that. Yeah, we'll take a look at that next week.
We'll have to look at that, but that'll be interesting to see. But back to this Harrison Butker thing. I mean, I'm just here's another. This was another great post, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to pull this up. But this was a post that I shared on my wall. It was by ESPN's Samantha Ponder, who's married to former NFL quarterback Christian Ponder.
Yep.
She said, "I think the petition," which is insane that there's a fucking petition. So stupid. I mean, this is ridiculous. She said, "I think the petition that he should be fired from the Chiefs is totally un-American. Is a Catholic espousing traditionally Catholic views to a Catholic audience really that shocking?"
Right. Right.
Like, I don't get why you all don't understand it. Right. Why can't we just respectfully disagree? Personally, I agreed with a few things he said, especially that most women are more excited / proud of their families than their day jobs.
Okay.
I love my job and have worked my butt off and slept in my car to get here.
Right.
But it's not even comparable to how I feel about being a mom.
Right. Sure.
ESPN will not be on my deathbed. When did that become offensive?
That's right.
She said, "I disagreed with a few things he said too. I do not think my life began when I became a wife and mom.
Right.
I think you can live totally fulfilled, purposeful life as a single woman in the workplace. Frankly, I think I could have had an equally meaningful life if I never got married or became a mother.
Of course.
I'm so proud to be an American where he can share his beliefs openly."
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
That's my thing. That's what makes this so absurd is it was a private event with a like-minded audience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's dead on, as are many others. Like, why can't everyone just agree to disagree or pick and choose like Patrick or like Mahomes said, right? There's some things he said I'm down with. There's other things that I'm not. But you know what? That's okay. at the end of the day, we're teammates, and I judge a person by their character. Mm-hmm. So it's just amazing to me. And and this happens every day on so many different levels that I think you say all the time, right? The country's going to hell. Right. Right.
And I like this quote by Harrison. He said, "The world around us says that we should keep our beliefs to ourselves whenever they go against the tyranny of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yep.
We fear speaking truth because now, unfortunately, truth is in the minority."
Very intelligent statement.
He's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, he did this speech for more than one reason. It wasn't just to tell a group of women that they should, be more excited about bearing children than going to work.
Right.
I think he was making a statement and saying, you know what, I'm sick of the bullshit in the NFL right now. I'm sick of the NFL making people feel like they can't talk and speak their mind.
Yeah.
And I'm going to speak my mind.
Yeah.
And he did it in a way that rocked the freaking country.
Of course.
So we kind of killed two birds with one stone here, which is what I think is great.
Well, the other challenge too, though, and this happens all too much in the world of media that we live in, where you don't see the entire context, front, middle, and back, right? So all of these reporters and whatever side you're on, they take a 20-second snippet of a speech or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But you don't really get to see and hear the prelude that led up to it, the entire context of the conversation.
And before we get cut off, Justin, you nailed this earlier. Listen to what Sherry said on Twitter. She nails it in support of Harrison Butker's commencement speech. She said, "I don't hear this kind of commotion for football players with 5 baby mamas who are on a video of beating their wives and children and driving their car 119 miles
Thank
an
you.
hour." Let's listen.
Watching people on social media convulsing over Harrison Butker's commencement speech is wild, because I don't hear this kind of commotion for football players with 5 baby mamas who are on video beating their wives and children and driving their car 119 miles per hour, causing a 6-car crash. We have completely destroyed the holiness of family to the extremity of criticizing a man who goes on stage, congratulating the women for their accomplishments, even acknowledging that some will go on to lead successful careers, while still encouraging them to not be afraid to embrace the vocation of marriage and motherhood, especially if a career doesn't work out. Being a wife and a mom is important, and it's pivotal, and no one should be villainized for speaking on it. In a society that promotes boss babe culture with a side order of abortions in order to be successful, a Catholic man encouraging Catholic beliefs to Catholic students is a breath of fresh air, especially after having to listen to morally reprehensible positions on a regular basis from the same people who are outraged now.
Is that not the perfect statement?
That's the best statement of the week.
It is. That's the best statement. I mean, that is she summarized the whole thing up so perfectly.
Yep. Sure did.
To just say we're upset about Butker statements when we have these assholes in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gets overlooked and laughed at that Tyreek Hill had 9 kids last year.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that.
Oh, no, that's okay.
She talks about the holiness of family. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
So, credit to her. Credit to her.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this week. Every week, Thursday, 9 p.m., right here on Wide Right Sports Network podcast. We'll be on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, and all of your favorite podcast platforms.
Woo-hoo!
You'll find the replay. Have a great weekend. See you next week.